We have some potentially good news about the infrastructure and spending bill duo. And the news is that it appears Kirsten Sinema's office is saying, and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer seems to be confirming, that prescription drug price controls may be back in the bill. Now, on Monday, we played video and audio. I mean, it'd be weird to just play video with no audio. We played audio and video of Bernie being interviewed over the weekend, Bernie Sanders, senator from Vermont, saying, I'm still working on the prescription drug price stuff, and my hope is that we're going to be able to get it in the bill. So let's look at what we learned in the last 24 hours. Kirsten Sinema putting out a statement, Sinema office statement on historic Medicare drug negotiation agreement. A quote from John LaBombard, Kirsten Sinema's communications director. After Senator Sinema reached earlier agreement with President Biden to include historic Medicare drug negotiation in the reconciliation package, policies that were omitted from the initial framework at the request of members of the House, Speaker Pelosi reached out to Senator Sinema this past weekend to continue negotiations. The senator welcomes a new agreement on a historic, transformative Medicare drug negotiation plan that will reduce out-of-pocket costs for seniors, ensuring drug prices cannot rise faster than inflation, save taxpayer dollars, and protect innovation to ensure Arizonans and Americans continue to have access to life-saving medications and new cures and therapeutics. We also thank Representatives Peters and Schrader for their work on this historic agreement. So there were questions like, what the hell is going on here? We then heard from Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer agreeing they are doing this. Let's go to some clips of Chuck Schumer.
I'm pleased to announce that an agreement has been reached to lower prescription drug prices for seniors and families in the Build Back Better legislation. Fixing prescription drug pricing has consistently been a top issue for Americans year after year, including the vast majority of both Democrats and Republicans.
Continuing was Chuck Schumer to say more specifics about what it is that's been negotiated and the direction things may be going here.
By empowering Medicare to directly negotiate prices in Part B and Part D, this deal will directly reduce out-of-pocket drug spending for millions of patients every time they visit the pharmacy or doctor. It will cap out-of-pocket spending at $2,000 per year, ending the days where a life-changing diagnosis could mean thousands upon thousands of dollars in new expenses.
Okay, so some specifics there, and then just a few more details here from Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer.
And Senator Sinema
right.
has told me she supports this agreement, so I think we're there. It's not everything we all wanted. Many of us would have wanted to go much further.
Yeah.
But it's a big step in helping the American people deal with the price of drugs.
Right. So, listen, should we be happy that something related to controlling prescription drug prices is presumably going to be in the bill? Yes. Yeah. We could be happy about that. That's okay. That's reasonable. Should we be furious that this was even a debate and that it's one of the many things, in addition to paid leave, more environmental regulation, all the different things we talked about, Medicare expansion that was pulled from these bills? Yes, it's dystopian and disturbing that we're even having these negotiations today. No question about that. Should progressives still kill the bill, as I suggested last week? Maybe they should do. Listen, you guys know that I'm the ultimate pragmatist. In the past, I've taken heat for saying, don't kill a bill because it contains some good stuff. Last week, I said, the bills have now been so gutted, maybe it is time to kill the bill because what we mostly have are sort of like infrastructure slush funds for corporations, et cetera. And I said, maybe it is. And then a bunch of people became furious for me saying, yeah, real pragmatic, Pacman, killing a bill that actually has stuff in it that makes sense. My position at this point is, if this can be passed soon in the next few weeks so that it's truly done before the House and Senate recess for the end of the year, and it does have some climate-related elements in it, and it does have some worthwhile infrastructure spending, and it now has some, although not nearly what we would like to see, prescription drug price controls. I say pass it, but I think whether the individual bill is killed or passes as it would likely pass, given what we understand about it now, it's not going to be enough to save Democrats in 2022. So on balance, would I rather some things be passed than not? Yes, I would. Is it potentially even going to be like a Pyrrhic victory for Democrats to some degree? Yeah, it may be. It's not going. I mean, listen, we looked at what happened yesterday with the results. Passing a milquetoast bill is not going to be nearly enough to motivate Democratic voters in a year to vote in the November of 22 midterms, compared with the effectiveness that we know the fomenting of anger and the fomenting of fear on cultural issues by Republicans will have on their electorate. So pass the bill, sure. I'm not going out there and saying kill it. It's just more an exercise in frustration as to how long this has been going on and how much weaker and weaker and weaker the bill is. Now it's gotten slightly less weak with the addition of the prescription drug controls. Okay, pass it, fine. But if anybody thinks this is what's going to save Democrats in 2022, oh, no. And yesterday's election results across the country should be a reminder of that. We're going to take a quick break. We'll have more coverage of this on the David Pakman Show Instagram, which you can find at David Pakman Show. You can find me on Instagram at david.pakman. After the break, we'll be talking about a new poll from the PRRI, Public Religion Research Institute, I believe it is, telling us that 30% of Republicans now openly support using violence to achieve their political goals. My question is, how many support it but don't openly say it? So we'll talk about that after the break and much, much more. One of our sponsors is Shaker and Spoon, the monthly cocktail subscription box, delivering ingredients and recipes for artisanal cocktails. I've been using Shaker and Spoon to make cocktails at home. The last 2 drinks I made were Citrus Paradisi, because I'm a big vodka fan, and Sea Fog with rum. The whole experience begins when you open the box. Everything looks really nice. They include all the ingredients you need except the alcohol with easy instructions. I've been really impressed with the results. Even if you know nothing about mixing drinks like me, you will have a ton of success creating the cocktails that Shaker and Spoon sends you. And you learn about mixology in the process and widen your horizons. It's the perfect thing to do for a date night. I've had a ton of fun with it. I think you will too. And you'll get $20 off when you use promo code PAKMAN at checkout. Go to shakerandspoon.com/Pakman. The link is down below.